Welcome to the MMA and Sports Extreme Show. I'm JJ. You're here inside of our cage. Today we're going to talk some weapons with Humberto Gonzalez. What's happening, brother?
What's up, man?
Yo, man, welcome.
Thanks.
This guy's been stalking all the events we've been doing for years, whether it's the Action Martial Arts Hall of Honors, whether it's the MMA and Sports Expo, whether it's the Kung Fu Karate Expo. Every time you turn around, you're seeing a new weapon being developed and built by this gentleman. So it's very exciting. Tell us about what you've been up to.
Well, I've been drawing up a lot of new ideas. I'm ready to come out and show people some of the new things that I haven't been showing. And what I want to do is work on getting involved in film, because I feel like film could actually benefit from it, adding this new flavor that these weapons have, because there's so much new versatility that's introduced through a 5-sectional or a 7-sectional or a sword with nunchucks that's chained together, that you just don't see that as something new for the eyes to see. So,
well, today on the show we're going to have a few different segments. We're going to talk about the history of weapons. Many of you know Bruce Lee introducing the nunchucks in the 70s in the movies that he did, as well as we're going to talk about the evolution of modern martial arts weapons. And as most of the fans out there of the MMA and Sports Extreme Show, you're a fan of the movies, the classics like I Am, Enter the Dragon, as well as some of the more modern stuff like Bloodsport, etc. So we're going to go to commercial, but when we come back, we're gonna dig a little deeper into Mr. Gonzalez's psyche. We also have some updates for Global Proving Ground. We have a fight coming up in Virginia. And we also have a Team USA GPG team of 5-on-5 gang fight in Latvia, end of July on television. Never been seen before in the Northeast, or actually in the United States at all. It's 5 fighters versus 5 fighters, 1 cage, 5 referees. It's going to be sick. But you're watching the MMA and Sports Extreme Show. You're inside our cage. Today it's weapons. We'll be right back.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
So this is a picture I had drawn up. A friend, since I kind of gave myself a little stage name called Gonzalez, but one of the things in this picture is that it shows the 5-sectional staff with a pointed tip like an arrowhead or a spear, and it's going to retract it back in. And this is all like universal, because the 5-sectional staff introduces universal free flow weapons that take and borrow different forms from different weapons. So you use nunchucks, 3-sectional, eskrima, sword forms, chain whip, and things like that, and you can transition this and bring them all about through a new blend that other weapons just don't have. So this is something I wanted to share with you guys.
Welcome back to the MMA and Sports Extreme Show. We're very excited about a big event we have coming up in Virginia, July 12th. Not only do we have GPG Virginia 2, a full fight card of pro fights, but we have Dan the Beast Severn and Shidoshi Ron Van Cleef will be teaching seminars starting at 4 o'clock at the location. More information on that, go to globalprovingground.com. So you can come out and sign up for the seminars with Ron Van Cleef and Dan Severn, and you get a ticket to the event, VIP ticket to spend time with them. You get a t-shirt, you get a Warrior Island comic book, and you get to spend time with the legends in the sport of mixed martial arts and martial arts. So what do you think about that?
I think that sounds pretty cool. I think that's awesome. I like Dan. Dan's a good guy.
The Beast. I mean, if your name's the Beast, you know, he's got to be a good guy, you know.
Yeah.
And then obviously Sadoshi, who's been doing martial arts over 50 years, so actually over 60 years.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing. Ron with a 6-pack at 71.
Yeah.
Still benching 300 pounds. Now going for his black belt under Helsing Gracie in jiu-jitsu.
Wow. It just shows you it doesn't stop if you just keep doing it.
There you go. I have my honorary black belt underneath Sadoshi, so and Goju, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Man.
So let's talk about where you see martial arts weapons in movie and television moving forward.
Well, you know, I see so much potential with there's things with, like, you got video games, you got cartoons, you have movies, you have TV shows, you have the comic books, you have superheroes. I mean, it goes to these different levels that I've envisioned in my mind, because it's so different, you know. There's not nobody walking around with 5 or 7 sectionals, or, you know, you got this.
Well, why don't you show the fans at home this?
With a nunchuck, it's a prototype, but I mean, you know, you don't have things like this, and what it does is it gives you new options that you didn't have. With
So this has your standard nunchucks, and then you have a sword at the end.
Yes.
Now, when I practice with nunchucks, I always hit myself. You don't want to do that with a sword on the other end.
No, you don't want to do that. There are ways to handle things without hurting yourself. So I wouldn't hold the sword like this.
No.
So you know, you hold it like this, and so you gotta know how to hold the things, the instruments, so that you don't hurt yourself.
So what are the advantages of using this nunchuck / sword over just a standard nunchuck?
So if a person was striking me and I had a sword in my hand, I would I'd block it like this. Well, then I'd have to look for an opening to hit the individual. Well, when you have something like this, and the person takes a strike at you, you block, you can hit at the same time. And it actually has this tailpiece, so this will whip up the other way. And what happens is it creates opportunity to hit somebody while you're blocking them. So
you get defense and offense in the same weapon.
In the same weapon. So I kind of like, you know, like that intercepting weapon or something, you know, kind of thing like that.
The interceptor.
Yeah.
You just named your own weapon. The interceptor.
The interceptor. So, I mean, it's just got like these different options that traditionally a sword doesn't have. And then, like, when you get good at it, you could whip this whole thing around, and this person standing like 5-6 feet away, you can reach them. So it helps with distance. It helps with close quarters. It gives you options to trap. It gives you options to slice and options to strike. And you know, something like this, I know, would be really good for film. You take 10 guys in a room and slice them up, you know. Nice.
You need more stunt doubles there.
Yeah. So, and then here I have the 7-sectional, and what this does is it allows you to throw some punches, you know. So while you're holding it, you can throw these punches. It has.
Yeah, the fans at home are watching the you demonstrating this in the little box here.
Oh, okay,
so it's
cool.
actually being demonstrated. So if you just talk a little bit about when you're doing the demonstration, just talk a little bit about this.
Yeah.
And they can see how this is effective.
So yeah, it just has more options. Flexibility gives you options. So with more options, there's more things that you can do. One of the things I want to do is if you take this one portion right here, because I have a 5-sectional, let me see. I want to take and make a small 5-sectional, and it will basically be this piece here, but this side will be on this side. So you'll have.
So you can literally use 2 of them at a time.
Yeah, you'll be able to use 2 of them at a time. It would be a miniature 5-sectional. It would behave like a whip, like a Sansetsukan, like a pair.
So you're getting more torque, just like a golf club, a further swing at the end of the club.
Yeah.
You're getting that whip around with the individual sections instead of a solid piece.
Yes, and the other thing is that I want to incorporate these things into where there's mechanisms that allow it to turn into a staff. So if you have a 5-sectional staff, it turns into a staff. Then you can turn it into a 3-sectional. Then you can turn it into a 5-sectional. Hey, you want to work out with your nunchucks? You pop off the nunchucks. Then you can work out with your nunchucks. You want to work out with escrimas, pop the nunchucks together, you got your escrimas, then you can put them back onto the staff, you have your 5-sectional staff.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go to another break, but we're also going to go to a training academy segment. And we're going to make it a special training academy segment this week because Humberto is going to actually do a segment teaching you how to use some of his weapons. So if you want to get a weapon and start training with it, how does somebody get in touch with you to actually get you to design the weapons for them?
Well, one of the easiest ways is through either my email, which is dragonwarriorstaff@gmail.com, and I'm readily willing to make friends on Facebook, so you use the same email address and you'll find me on Facebook. Just type that in the Facebook search engine, and it's dragonwarriorstaff@gmail.com.
Excellent. So we'll be right back. Check out this training academy.
Hello, my name is Humberto Gonzalez. I'm the creator of the 5-sectional staff, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of things that make it a little bit more interesting than some of the things that you're used to. Show some things that it introduces that make it more versatile and gives it a little bit more diversity. So for instance, you got your nunchuck here. So I have the forms of nunchuck, but then see? So it creates distance, you know, it gives you distance, it gives you options, and one of the things is you have the figure 8s, but you always have something here in the middle, so you can protect yourself from something coming in, and you have the options, you know? So if a staff is there, one of the things is if it's there, it kind of has this grabbing mechanism to it. So you feel the weight on that? You see? So it does a couple of things where it traps, it kind of cups the weapon, moves it out of the way, and then you have the other side where you can do things. I like to do these little tricks where I make it spin around like that and it's somebody's face. And it just gives you a new level of moving things around that, you know, you just got freedom to express yourself. So you have where you can lock, that. And you can move it around like a bow staff. You have the screma. One of the things is if you're hitting something, as it hits, you got this other loose piece that hits at the same time. So it double hits it. You hear that? So I think it's pretty neat, and I would like to get more people involved in that. I think it would be great in film, for movies, and it would definitely be good for show. People who are looking to get beyond what's out there would really like doing this stuff because it does give you a certain sense of freedom where you can just go on to using all the different kinds of weapons forms. So you could assume all weapons forms. Thank you very much for listening. You can find me on Facebook underneath Dragon Warrior Staff, and that's dragonwarriorstaff@gmail.com.
To the cage, I'm crazy, raging insane. Bicycle kicks to the hit you harder than Liu Kang. Hard with 3 hits, once you when you hit the kill switch. Arms raised high, I stitch, cause I win. I can see through all your imperfections. I beg to differ if you think that you can handle me. Count me step for street because I tower over everything. Knock, knock, my right will hit like hard rocks. Turn back the clocks, get hype and turn it up a notch. I And if not, you get my 1 round KO. Get back, it's my 1 round KO. Hard hits, eye splits, and elbows. Get back, it's my 1 round KO. You never know what you might be dealing with. Get back, it's my 1 round KO. Hard hits, eye splits, and elbows. Get back, it's my 1 round KO. You never know what you might be dealing with. You never know what you might be dealing with. Get back, it's my 1 round KO. Hard hits, eye splits, and elbows. Get back, it's my 1 round KO. You never know what you might be dealing with.
Now you don't have to choose between getting great abs and getting things done. The Flex Belt saves you time because it works all your abs at the same time.
Doesn't matter if you're a celebrity, an athlete, executive, or busy mom. Everybody's looking for the secret to tight abs and a strong, sexy core. And when you're busy, take help when you can get it. That's what the Flex Belt will do for you.
Get more tone, get stronger, and be more confident. Go to theflexbelt.com or to yours right now and get results you can see and feel in just weeks.
Are you looking for the extra edge in your training? Have you pushed yourself as far as you can? I can push you harder than you've ever worked out before. You will improve your striking power. I will make you stronger. We will increase your muscle mass. I am James, your personal trainer, and I will help you. With over 25 years of experience and a master's degree in exercise physiology, I will help you reach the next level with the correct nutrition, training, and proper mental awareness. Go to jamesyourpersonaltrainer.com or call 609-923-2663.
Back inside our cage, it's martial arts, mixed martial arts. It's weapons, it's hand-to-hand. That was a great Training Academy segment. I would love to talk about Team USA. That's GPG, Team USA, which is traveling to Latvia. Latvia over in Europe, and we're going into a tournament. And some of our best fighters, John, the original Bones Shattuck, Jody Puff, Ryan Walls, Curtis Donner. We have a fantastic team headed over to represent Team USA to fight 5-on-5 inside a cage with 5 referees. It's going to be pretty interesting if you love old school martial arts and fighting. This is going to be pretty interesting. They had their first event last year. This is the second event. They invited the USA, and they asked Global Proving Ground to put together the team. And we put together a team. We have some bad dudes. We'll have some more information. Here's the poster. Check it out. And we'll be excited to give you an update on that. We are going to be getting the footage, so we will be airing the 5-on-5 tournament. The fighters can make some decent money and represent you, the fans of the USA and fans everywhere. MMA and Sports Xtreme Show and Global Proving Ground are all over the world, and this is going to be great. So what do you think about 5-on-5?
I think that is insane, man.
They're making us bring 2 or 3 alternates because they say people get hurt.
Yeah, I bet. I hope they have a big enough ring for everybody.
Yeah, well, they have 5 officials too, so it's not, you know, there's no fish hooking, there's no eye gouging, there's no groin strike. So I mean, there are some rules, but it's not your universal mixed martial arts rule. So this won't be a official fight on their record, but it'll be something to tell their children and their grandchildren and legends to be created.
Yeah, that's the first time, man. I don't. You don't see nothing like that.
Right. Well, that's what they're doing. It's actually a company out of, I believe, Hong Kong that's producing it, which gives you the the original feel of real combat and martial arts. Because we've talked about this before on the show. Martial arts was created, whether there's argument whether it's India or Western China where it came from. But martial arts was developed to protect the village, the town. That's why if you look at the great movie Kung Fu Hustle, it's funny, but it's the truth. It could be a grandmom, it could be a grandpop, it could be the guy that you don't expect, or a kid. Whoever was there that was trained to protect the family, to protect the crops, because you'd have marauders, you'd have gangs coming in from other countries and your country and trying to take you in horrible rape, pillage, murder, whatever. So martial arts, whatever form it may be, and martial arts weapons were developed for that kind of fighting and for that kind of protection, and that's what it was. And you know, a lot of the masters were killed when the British came in and used muskets, and when they came into China, they went and hid. But it lived on. Martial arts is amazing, and there's so many different lineages and so many different forms, and weapons is a big part of that. You know, when you were talking earlier, what I was thinking about was Chinese Kung Fu theater on Saturdays. You'd have the good guy versus the bad guy, and they're going at it. I mean, they're just like, you know, kicks and flying kicks and you know, crouching tiger, hidden dragon stuff, all kinds of craziness. But all of a sudden, someone would have this crazy weapon that you didn't expect, and the other martial art just was not trained against that weapon, and they had to improvise. So you're kind of bringing that back. Yes. You're bringing back. It's if you're a big fan of WWF, WWE wrestling, it's kind of like that hidden thing in the shorts. You know, they got that piece of metal, Ivan Putski or George Animal Steel, or who you have, the Iron Sheik. You know, they had that hidden weapon. But you know, so yeah. So talk a little bit more about. You know, we've seen the 5-part staff. We've seen the nunchucks with the sword on the end. Talk about some of your other ideas. You kind of gave me that idea when you called me earlier in the week. Hey, I got some ideas, JJ, I want to tell people about.
Yeah, well, with the 5-piece staff, I want to have where blades can retract at the end of it. So there'll be these small blades that can come through. So like, you'll be swinging this thing around, it has where it can cut instead of just hitting. Then at the same time, another thing I want to do is, what you see here, I want to put and duplicate this on the other side. So it'd be 2 swords on the end of nunchucks. So what happens is you'll have something that guards you while you have your 2 swords.
Obviously, be checking bags at the airport. You're not doing a carry-on.
Yeah, so you'll trap. You'll be able to slice with it, and it gives you those options. And then I want it to, you know, connect together. So you'll have like this staff piece, and it'll do this. You'll break it apart. You have one long piece that you can go like that. And then on the other end, when you have it, it'll be like the sword on that end and the sword on that end, but you have where it's all like a straight staff. So it's like a staff with 2 swords on that end.
You can throw a string on there and make it a bow. You can have a bow, a staff, and swords. It's like, you know, the Swiss Army martial arts event.
Pocket knife.
Pocket knife.
Weapons, yeah. and it's the same thing, you know, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get outside of, I used to work out with a lot of the different weapons in martial arts, and I just felt restricted. Like I wanted to be able to express different things at any given moment. So here I was swinging nunchucks, and I knew how to use a 3-sectional, but I swing a nunchuck, and I felt like I wanted to use a 3-sectional at one point, or I wanted to, and it was just this feeling I kept getting, and then it just hit me. Once it hit me, I put it together. I did all, you know, get some shoestring and some eye hooks and broomstick, and I put it together and I started using it. I fell in love, and since then I have not been able to stop. So there's a bunch of other ideas I have where it has to do with giving you options. There's like when I said the miniature 5-sectional, I want that to have bladed tips through where it connects into a staff. So it's like Transformers, you know. You're
gonna get a lot of fans. There's gonna be a lot of fans at home that practice this kind of stuff in their basement, their garage, even when they were kids, or they're grown-ups now, or even in their schools. They're trained with bow staffs or nunchucks or swords or what have you. And they're going to watch this show, and they're going to be like, man, I got to get a hold of this guy because I have this idea, and I want to try that. And so once again, why don't you give the fans at home how to get a hold of you so that, you know, they can bounce ideas off of you. Maybe they want to help get involved in manufacturing this stuff and helping you with your cause.
Well, it's dragonwarriorstaff@gmail.com, and you can use that to find me on Facebook. So Facebook, I'm very active on it. Another, if I may, just give you guys another idea. With a 5-sectional staff, I want to have where this middle piece actually has 2 swords that feed into each other from the cross, and so when you'll have this mechanism that allows you to separate them in half, and then you'll have 2 short swords that have nunchucks chained to them. So
if someone grabs either end of your staffs, you then separate it and stab them.
Yeah.
So if you want to be stabbed, hit the head with a 5-piece staff. contact Humberto. All right, well, I'll tell you what, it's been a great show. A lot of great instruction, information. If you love martial arts or combat, you gotta love this part of it. It's a big part. If you go to a martial arts tournament like Master Jose Torres runs his tournaments in Atlantic City and Trinidad and up in Canada, you know, they're gonna have forms, they're gonna have sparring, and they always have weapons. So you see those kids out there with the weapons, they're training for stuff like this.
I would love to see this grow, and I don't do flips, so I'd like to see some of these young cats that do flips take some of the things that I've put together with that and be able to take it to that level. And, to me, it's like seeing my babies grow. You know, I think that it would
baby
really,
killing devices.
Yeah, my baby killing devices, but it would really be cool because this is art to me. You know, it's a whole nother way of expressing yourself and feeling a certain freedom, because I'm not just confined to using a nunchuck when I use a 5-sectional. I can use a nunchuck and then swing it at you like it's a 3-sectional and then twirl it around like it's a bow staff. You know, so you know, I got these options, and I just love that freedom that I get while I'm using those things, and I think other people will too. So
it's excellent that, you know, this is our 6th season of the MMA and Sports Extreme show, 6 seasons strong, and we've had everything from world champion MMA fighters to high-level grandmasters, people that develop weapons and celebrities, and we try to bring you, the fan at home, interesting stuff that you can learn from, use in your training, and inspire you to be better. So thank you for stopping in our cage at the MMA and Sports Extreme show. He's Humberto Gonzalez, the weapons creator. Have a great day.